Hey everyone, welcome back. This is the New World Symphony, Symphony Number 9, Movement 4 by Antonin Dvorak for the viola. This is the viola part, and I'm just going to be walking you through this part. This is a fantastic viola part. This is the real deal. This is a real viola part that you could expect youth symphonies to play. So as a violist, I want you to really embrace all of the what I call obstacles, sort of like the Olympics. You have your different events, and each one has a different mastery or skill. So let's just jump right in. We're going to start at the beginning. And it says that the metronome marking is 132. I've got mine at about 100. So we're going to just back it off really, much slower. The main thing is I'm going to talk to you about this, but you should be playing this with the metronome. You really have to be metronomically accurate, and it is a challenge for the violists to keep the orchestra in tempo. So that's our job as violists, is to really be that heartbeat or that metronome of the orchestra. So I want you to practice that way so that you can assume that responsibility when we get into an ensemble setting. So from the beginning, I'm just going to walk you through this. 2 downs. That much. So obviously the violas get the theme with the cellos, so this is a really big responsibility at measure 7. You'll notice there are accents everywhere, so when you see an accent, you really want to just do that bow pinch with your bow, pinch, and then pull. Okay, so that's every time you see that. When you see a dot with a dash over it, it means that there's a connection. And what they're trying to describe is the length of the space in between those two connected notes. And so you'll just have to go by ear, and my job as the conductor is to help you know what traditionally is done. But the way I played it is about the right separation. So here's measure 7. Okay, and so that's how that really should sound. Now this is a really important theme, and I'm going to be talking about the historical background of this piece. This is an amazing treasure for Americana historical music, written by a foreigner who was trying to imitate the music of the New World, meaning America, because he was here from Czechoslovakia, and he was the Czech Republic at the time. He was here learning about our music here in America. So he drew a lot of ideas from the Native Americans, from the slave songs that were traditional, and he incorporated that music into this symphony to call it the New World Symphony. So a lot of these melodies are very special melodies, and so you want to take care that you practice them right. Okay, now let's look at measure 15. We're going to be in 3rd position here. Yay! So happy in the viola part. Okay. Homey pattern. What is this homey pattern? We're going to get up there. Start there. What homey pattern is that if I have my fingers like this? Well, as you can probably see, this is homey 2, high 3. So that's the pattern that you need to keep in your mind when you're playing this. And I just like to make sure I know where first finger is. Check it with my D string, and off we go. Okay, so let's break down measure 21. All right, so if you're here in 3rd position, you need to get up into 5th position, meaning that instead of your first finger being on E, which is 4th finger, it needs to be on F sharp, which is going to be fifth position. Now here's an interesting little tidbit about fifth position on the viola. On the A string for F sharp, if you follow the purfling to your fingerboard and you put your finger right above that purfling, that black line that goes around the outside of your instrument, you put your finger right on there on the fingerboard, right over it, that is fifth position. And that's the note, F sharp. Okay, put your second finger down a half step away, G, and check it with your open G string. Now, this is a really, really tricky thing, totally doable, but you got to make sure you have your elbow really round because we've got to navigate this big C bout, okay, of the instrument. The notes we want are G, then we want E, back to G, and B. And if you keep your fingers in homey low 2 pattern, all you have to do is hop your fourth finger. So, okay, so once you find that little minor chord, it's a minor chord, right? So we've got minor thirds in there. We can go back to third position and practice getting there. So I've got a whole step here, and when I get to fifth position, I'm now in a homey low 2 pattern with a half step. So I would practice that shift. And then add my minor chord. And then come down.